Codex just slashed its context window by 100,000 tokens. And that's not just a quiet tweak happening in the background. It's a decision that's about to change how you and your team use AI code assistants. Now, most developers think of context size as something to brag about. Bigger window means you can feed in more code, more detail, more flexibility. But here's the thing almost everyone overlooks. There's a real trade-off here. Every extra token adds latency, eats up more memory, and can actually hurt precision. So when OpenAI cut the context window from 372,000 tokens down to 272,000, they weren't just saving resources. They were aiming for better speed, higher quality, and more practical session management. Let's get into the details. The pull request is up for everyone to see. Codex used to handle about 372,000 tokens, which meant you could give it an entire microservice code base, multiple files, tons of comments, and get answers deeply tied to all that context. With 272,000 tokens, your input size just dropped by almost 27%. For backend engineers, that's the gap between uploading 6 large files versus maybe only 4. It's still huge compared to older models, but if you're doing repo-wide refactoring or code migrations, you're going to feel that squeeze. On the flip side, for real-time code completion, this could be a big win. But here's what most people aren't mentioning. OpenAI isn't reducing context without a backup plan. They're introducing the Chronicle feature. Chronicle is rolling out specifically to build memories from what's happening on your screen. It acts as a session state tracker, helping bridge the gap left by the reduced context window. Instead of just dumping all your code at once, Chronicle pays attention to what's actually visible and relevant, so Codex can recreate its working memory much more dynamically. If you're building IDE integrations, this lets your AI assistant act more like a human, focusing on the files and functions you're actually working with and ignoring everything else. Now, outlets like SiliconANGLE and MarTech Post picked up on this, but they didn't go deep enough. Chronicle is really a shortcut for smarter, context-aware orchestration. You get faster responses, and you don't have to brute force all your history into every prompt. From a technical perspective, dropping 100,000 tokens isn't just about limiting input. It's about making the attention mechanism more efficient. Codex, like all transformer-based models, starts to lose clarity when it's overloaded with too much context. The more you add, the fuzzier the answers can get. By reducing the window, Codex can focus its computational power on the code that actually matters. In most day-to-day coding, you're not even using half the maximum context window. Massive codebases are rare. And if you look at latency numbers and memory usage, a shorter context window means faster results and lower costs. That's a big deal for anyone building real-time tools. So, who comes out ahead and who doesn't? The real winners are SaaS code tool companies. Cursor, Replit, any startup working on VS Code or GitHub Copilot alternatives. They're about to get faster, more reliable Codex integration. Their users want quick, contextual answers, and a smaller window makes that happen. The downside? Teams working on automated code migration, refactoring, or repo-wide linting. Now, they'll need to chunk input data, compress history, and design smarter ways to manage session context. Over the next 6 to 12 months, we're going to see 2 types of prompt engineering emerge. Those who focus on speed, and those who build more elaborate memory systems. If you're building code search engines or refactoring bots, you'll have to rethink how you package prompts. So here's my take. This move is underrated. People will complain about losing token space, but the reality is almost no one was actually using all 372,000 tokens effectively. The real win here is better performance, lower latency, and faster responses. If your workflow is modular and well-designed, you won't even notice the change. But if you were just cramming the context window with everything you could